I don't think I can. Okay, yeah, I've literally tried everything, guys. This video is a bust. I'm gonna have to, like, download it, or, like, record it, and then increase the volume on the actual video. Oh, that's not what I want. Hopefully all the sound is good and everything. So we'll just try a different video. And we'll shelve this one for later. I'm not gonna bother changing the title or anything, but let's see, what do we got here? No, that's not what I want. I don't want my videos. I want to watch later. Here we go. Okay. Better subplots. Let's do better subplots and let's see if this video is any better, guys.
A story is a tapestry made of many threads. There's the main through line that pulls the plot along.
Drake versus Rake, who will win? Answer the fucking question.
And are woven with potential romances or mysteries. Braiding those threads together
it's
is
still
all
kind of quiet, but it's not as quiet as the other video. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Zoink! Now is not the time for that. Good sir. You've asked like 18 times. Obviously the rake. I was trying to do other shit, bro. That video was borked, so we're moving on to the next one.
A tapestry made of many threads.
Oh, I will be quiet, but you have to answer the fucking question. Fair enough, son. Fair enough.
There's the main through line that pulls the plot along. Then the characters' up and down emotional journeys, and are woven.
Is it quiet for you guys?
Or mysteries. Braiding those threads together is all part of telling a good yarn. Some of these threads could be considered a subplot, a secondary plot string that runs parallel to the main plot, as Screencraft puts it. In screenwriting, you might hear the
it's like
terms
super
A
quiet
story
for me.
and B story, which apply to fiction as well. Subplots, or B stories, can intertwine with the main plot across the course of a novel, or only cross paths once. But if you have too many threads, too many subplots, you could end up with a tangled mess, something neither you nor the reader can untangle to make sense of your creation's purpose. There are risks and rewards to adding subplots to a novel, because every thread invites more complexity. Here, I'll give tips for successfully threading together subplots, alongside fellow editor, book coach, and you.
I'm like the two main... Why'd you end your stream, Zoin? I'm gonna chill for a bit. Sounds good, Muffin. Why'd you end your stream, Zoink? Just keep going, man. You gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the hours. You gotta put in the effort. You gotta put in the time. I mean, it's up to you, brother. Do you? It is what it is, right?
YouTuber Leslie XP Lovecat Horn. So as an editor, how often do you find yourself commenting on writers' subplots?
Commenting on them always. Always. I often find that the subplots aren't fleshed out enough for it to be like worth the space in the story. So I work a lot with writers of making sure that that is fully going throughout the entire book.
This streamer is garbage. I don't want to.
True. I agree.
Not all stories include subplots, but they can serve a valuable purpose in deepening characterization by showing other facets of the characters,
This streamer is
including
garbage.
their
I
past
don't want these
experiences,
L channel points.
revealing aspects of the world the reader
Oh,
isn't
that's
able
not
to
too
see
loud,
in the main
guys.
plot.
Because,
Adding
like,
thematic
all of
depth
OBS's
by
sound right now is
reinforcing
just
the theme in
hyped up.
various scenarios, such as showing different characters' struggles with questions of motherhood, building tension through hinting at the antagonist's plans or presenting a mystery,
True, Callie.
providing tonal contrast, particularly if the main story is full of despair and needs a touch of levity to prevent a monotone reading experience.
I like the text on the screen, guys. That's helpful. That's what we've been looking for.
Setting up sequels, where smaller problems turn into a bigger focus in later books, if you're writing a series. Let's dive into some of the most common subplot types. Stick around, because we're going to reveal the biggest mistakes writers make with subplots and how to avoid them.
True, let's get into it.
Into the types of subplots. These are some categories of subplots you'll see across genres. So first we have romance. This is either for the main characters or secondary characters, like with Aragorn and Arwen from The Lord of the Rings being a famous example. In a romance novel like Book Lovers by Emily Henry, however, the romance is the main plot. And then other
romance is kind of a side plot because it asks the question of what happens when you fall in love with someone who's not the same species as you. You're not physically compatible, but you're like mentally compatible, right? And it poses that question, and that's what the romance is supposed to say in the book. Is this truly love? Or is this a different kind of expression? Right? And that's what it'll challenge with. Hey, look at the likes. I fucking hate shorts because I just... Yeah, no, that shit's fucking annoying.
Drama or career aspirations. Next, we have secondary character arcs. This is when a minor...
Secondary character arcs. I scrolled... I literally... It's super loud, and I fucking scrolled down, and I lost it, so I fucking closed the page because I hate shorts because of that shit. I don't know how people put up with that shit. It's so fucking annoying. Every time I try to watch a short, I just lose it because I just use the scroll wheel to try and, like, do stuff. But then you just lose it. It's gone. I'm like, okay. Secondary character arcs.
Our character shows growth and change throughout the novel. A great example of this is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. At the beginning of the book, the protagonist's brother is an irresponsible, estranged
Why do we
sibling.
need ads? The reason that we have ads is because we don't want pre-rolls. And Twitch is a piece of shit and makes even streamers with fucking 3 viewers get ads. And if you don't have 3 minutes of ads an hour, you get pre-rolls. And the pre-rolls are up to 3 minutes. So someone coming into the stream just gets 3 minutes of ads, so they just immediately leave because it's fucking bullshit.
We see his arc transform in interesting ways, with him revealing past struggles and stepping up as an unlikely ally. His arc is complete while supporting the protagonist's main journey. Next is ancillary goals. The protagonist has a primary goal.
Ancillary goals. Trash, come back. I don't know where Trash is, man. He shows up every once in a while. You know, it's just one of those things. He pops in, he pops out, it's all good. No worries. Ancillary goals. This would be like, Husai trying to find out what a human is. It's his main goal, but it's not the main goal of the book, right? Like, it's his main personal inner goal that's tied to the main goal of the book, but it's not the saving of the world. Like, finding out he's human and what a human is going to have no effect on saving the world. In fact, the opposite, because he's trying to sacrifice himself, and Gaia's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Okay, let's see the next one.
But they have another objective as well. In Binti by Nadia Okorafor, the main character wants to attend the most prestigious university in the galaxy, but also has to reconcile her cultural roots. Ancillary goals often involve more internal personal stakes,
True.
such as the protagonist's relationship with their parents or reckoning with past mistakes. Then there's backstory. This is revealing events that happen before the start of the main story. Lee Bardugo uses short flashbacks in Six of Crows, showing how the main cast of thieves became who they are, giving further context for their motivations in the present. These flashbacks carry their own narrative arcs, with the character facing a problem and reacting to the outcome. Then there's dramatic tension. This is a side story that has a secret connection to the main plot that becomes clear as the book goes on, raising the stakes for the protagonist. They might...
I mean, that also kind of goes along with Husai's wanting to be human. Because wanting to be human, or like finding out what a human is and why he's human, that leads to the discovery of Gaia and celestial beings. So... it's actually kind of both of those things.
Seem like completely separate storylines, but the reader anticipates that these threads will eventually converge.
Mm-hmm.
House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson revolves around a blood maid striving to escape poverty, giving her blood to nobles so they can maintain their health. A subplot emerges when she discovers that other blood maids have been disappearing. And finally, we have thematic resonance, and this is where the added scene
6. Thematic resonance.
underscore a core theme.
It seems underscore a key theme. Revolution in the tree versus the reality of the beastmen. Wait, what? There is goon? Yeah, you can goon.
John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath has intercalary or in-between chapters about a turtle attempting to cross the road, which speaks to the...
That's an interesting idea. Oh, there's also the genetic... Because this goes along with... Can you make a price that 1,000 you have to wear a gag ball for 1 minute? No, Zoink, because that would be considered sexual content, and that would be either I'd have to put a tag on or I'd get banned. I'd probably get banned either way, because that's like extreme sexual content. It doesn't matter, Twitch would consider it sexual content. And if you've seen my ball gag... I stream on both platforms, it doesn't matter, I'm simultaneously streaming. What I do on one, I do on the other. I mean, apparently I can already get banned for showing my chat on Kick, and since I show the chat on stream, yeah, there's a potential I could just get banned for that. Because apparently Twitch is a piece of shit. Of avians and insectoids. So, origins of the species. So the origins of the species is kind of actually a huge subplot, too.
The challenges of a family migrating from Oklahoma to California during the Great Depression.
Subplots can be explored through the main character's perspective or...
Zoink! There's only one reason to have a ball gag, and that's sexual. If you have a ball gag and it's not sexual, I'm very concerned for you.
or presented as separate scenes in another character's point of view. The main plot and subplots might converge at a point of high conflict, such as the story's midpoint, rising action, or climax. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice centers around the romance between Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy, but the subplot around Elizabeth's sister eloping threatens to disgrace...
The problem is the translation of gag, because a pun can be a gag, too. Oh, does he... Okay. I'm not searching that on this PC. You can do that for me, Sean. Is that safe to click? So a ball that in and of itself is a pun. A gag ball. Okay, I thought there was some sort of language barrier with that, but I was in the wrong direction on that one, Sean. But I figured there was some sort... I'm like, gag ball. What does he mean by gag ball? A ball gag? The fuck would you get... Like, he said where... Wait, he said wear a ball gag. What the fuck? Like a gag ball. I don't understand. So that one picture that he linked is a sexual ball gag. Because I'm not clicking that if it is. I don't need that in the history on this PC. Can't leak shit if it doesn't exist. So, glad I didn't click it. Zoink, you can't link things that are sexual in the fucking chat. That can get me banned, bro. You gotta stop. One more time. A gag ball example is the splat balls. You can gag prank people. You can say that all you want, Zoink, but that's not going to change that it is. I'm thinking like a giant die with like different things on it. You know, you roll it and it's like basically like the, you know, like put your hair in pigtails. I'm trying to think of things that I don't like. Take off, like you can't hear the stream for a certain amount of time. Like take out earbuds. Like I don't know. Open it on your own stream, Zoink, and see how quick you get yourself banned. There you go, Sean. There you go. Don't do it, Zoink. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Because you get fucking banned.
Race the Bennet family, contributing to the rising action and raising the stakes for Elizabeth. One more important thing to note. Just because a novel has multiple points of view doesn't mean those are all subplots. They might be parallel primary plots, which carry the same level of importance. For example, Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina is primarily a tragic romance about Anna Karenina. But Tolstoy dedicates the second half of the book to describing the farm life of Levin as a dual protagonist. Having parallel primary plots invites readers to compare and contrast the two main characters' journeys as they try to find happiness and fulfillment.
Do not drink water.
Weaving in any type of subplot comes with risk.
Ah, there we go,
Do not go
Sean.
to the bathroom. Have another toke.
It's still so quiet. I need to increase the volume on that by a significant amount. It's like super quiet. But yeah, true, Sean. Use a little stressed, so I thought you needed that. True, Sean. Zoink is Zoink is the new Valium boy, man. He's like raising my blood pressure. Now there's no guarantee you're gonna get banned, Zoink, because there's no guarantee Twitch is gonna see it. There's no guarantee anyone's gonna report you. But don't. Yeah, just don't put yourself in a situation where that can happen. Why do you think I hide all my... Never mind. You know what I mean. It's still in the record, Zoink. And if they have any, like, image identifiers and stuff like that through AI, it could just flag your account and instantly ban you in the next day. So, you know, Just saying. Just saying. You know, may not happen, but don't risk it, man. Like, even in some senses, like, this shit is, like, derogatory according to Twitch. So that emote might actually get me banned. It's not a matter of if someone is watching. If their AI spots it on its routine random checks, it's banned. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. Still good to keep your options open to not get banned on any platforms there, Zoink, if you can manage it.
And we have 6 things for you to look out for in your writing. You can view these as litmus tests, ways to tug on the thread to make sure it's secured to the story. 1. The story has too many
subplots. Yes, we understand that you said that you can use kick, good sir, but always keeping your options open and not getting banned on a platform is good. They can ban your IP address, then Twitch will ban your PC itself. Nobody would ever be able to use Twitch on that PC again. True.
All your threads, and it looks like an evidence board no one but
Call
you
me
can
buddy.
decipher.
Sure thing, buddy.
Probably have too many subplots.
Okay, buddy guy, that is what we will do. It is an okay Goku. He's using a phone there, Sean.
The problem with this is that the reader spends so much time away from the main plot that it's easy to lose focus on the protagonist's actual goals, and it becomes harder to track what's important. You might also have too many subplots if your book is a whole box of yarn and way above the standard word count for your genre. So how many subplots?
Wait, what was that?
Yarn and way above the standard.
Fantasy and sci-fi, 100,000 to 115,000. And that's on the upper end. That's what? 350 pages? 350 pages? Something like that? Same thing, that phone wouldn't be able to use Twitch no matter whose account it is if it gets banned. Pushing boundaries you've legally agreed to follow is just plain silly. True, Sean. Whoops.
Word count for your genre. So how many subplots should you have? A good rule of thumb is a maximum of 3, but it also depends on the overall length of the book.
I mean, if you want to categorize the origins of species as 1, the like very, very minor but important romance between Husai and Hildebrandt, and I guess maybe like the political points of like a utopia, and the idea of like a utopia will eat itself alive from the inside, from rot and stagnation. I'm gonna say 2 to 3 main subplots plus 1 to 2 other subplots. Do you know that a kid dated his own grandma? I bet that's happened to some point in time, Zoink. You know? The world's a big place, bro. I'm sure it's happened.
A doorstopper of a novel could have more than that, whereas a novella might benefit from not having a subplot at all if it's taking up space. To choose which subplot to cut, think about which one least affects the story. If you remove the plotline, what would happen to the main story? Could that impact be achieved some other way in the main plot? Simplifying the subplot.
What? No, Zoink.
is another option.
Why would you
There are
even
ways
say
to
that?
complete the same emotional or plot arc in a smaller number of scenes. Creating composite characters can help you achieve this, especially if you have...
I mean, I'm retarded, but...
You can combine...
That's not why I'm retarded.
the characters' roles and reduce the total number of potential plot
Question and answer time?
Danger number 2. The subplot becomes...
Ooh, I could see this. Subplot becomes more interesting than the main plot. So then, does the main plot become the origin of species, and in that encompasses actually celestial beings as well? So it's like origin of the species is like the theme and overarching plot of the story is discovering your own past. Because that's usually a very powerful theme and trope in Final Fantasy, is like discovering what the world was like before. Have you ever drink someone urine? Yes. I like water sports, what can I say?
more interesting or more important than the main plot.
You're not supposed to answer yourself, Zoink.
The sister characters investigating is just way cooler than the protagonist's board gaming competition. In other words, the subplot has higher stakes than the main story, with the protagonist's small stakes goal feeling less consequential compared to matters of life or death. Sometimes you can let a vibrant subplot thread
that depends on its color, Zoink.
become the main plot. If it's consuming your page count, there's a reason. It likely means that subplot is more intriguing to you as the writer, and there's something you want more of in that story. Ask yourself, why is this important to me? Should it be the main plot instead? Or should this subplot be repurposed into a different story altogether?
3. The romantic subplot.
Romantic subplot feels shoehorned. That's not... Ours is super important because it's a moment shared where it's like literally the mental barriers of the world fall apart for Husai. And she basically almost goes fucking crazy because of it. Because she's all of a sudden questioning her free will. And has she ever had free will? And is this all part of Gaia's plan? And then she starts to go against Gaia, which causes friction between her and Husai. Because Husai almost still doesn't really truly understand it. So when they both understand what the celestial beings are, that's a confrontation for them to be like, okay, you were right. And Husai's like, I'm sorry. But there are possibilities that that could be a thing. And we probably have to, like, listen to that and figure that out. And, yeah. So it's very, very important. For, like, many different reasons. And like I said, it completely changes their perspective through information. And it just shows the foreshadowing of how much the world can change in a single sentence.
Feels shoehorned.
Do you know Emika Delino? No, I do not, Zoink. Who would that be?
We all know stories where the writer
porn
tosses
star?
in a romantic entanglement simply because...
I thought you were gonna pull out and be like, no, that's a porn star. I literally was like, that's your brain going that direction. But nope, apparently that's me, bro.
Because they think that's what readers or the market want to see. But the characters have all the romantic chemistry of two limp rags.
Lol.
You can often tell the romance isn't working if you're having to create contrived situations that don't fit the characters' normal personalities. If writing romance doesn't come naturally to you, don't feel like you need to include it. Not every reader wants a romantic
exactly.
subplot.
You don't exactly
Consider
need it,
whether
but it's
this
more of the
relationship should just be a
anime love friendship,
instead of a romance, and
the
go ahead
power
and
of friendship,
your
the power of
protagonist.
love.
It could also be that the character is with the wrong person. Even if you initially planned on a particular couple getting together, it might be that in the course of writing, your characters tell you otherwise, and the sparks are flying with the villain instead of the childhood friend.
Danger number 4. The subplot doesn't serve...
No, I am bi, Zoink. Subplot doesn't serve a purpose. Everything in the book serves a purpose, so this one we just go, so you're straight? No! Do straight guys like to... I mean, I guess straight guys kind of like to get pegged sometimes, right? But are you really straight if you're getting pegged? I think you're just bi if you're getting pegged. So, you know. It's like, I'm not attracted to men, but I love dick. I'll tell you that.
A purpose. So, your protagonist wants to kill the king, and at the same time, his best friend is trying to open a bakery. You might be adding this subplot because it sounds cool or fun, but it's not actually adding anything.
Yeah, see, Levi, I'm like, even for like, I don't think you can call yourself a straight guy if you like pegging, because that literally means, like, there are gay guys that don't do that stuff. They're tops. They're just attracted to men, but they don't like doing anal themselves. Right? So, like, what kind of question is that? Of course. Jesus, bro. The fuck is wrong with you, Zoink? Get your head out of your
redeeming
ass.
chair dance. Hitox will now dance for you.
Like, these are questions you should be asking on the makeup stream. Oh, by the way, guys. It's official. Let me bring it up. It's official, guys. Let me get through all these fucking bullshit posts. Let's go. That's not what I want to do.
Keep dancing, bitch. It ain't over yet.
Have you ever got milk before? Do you mean milked? Yeah? But yeah, so July 10th.
You did good, you can rest now, babe.
Is the 24-hour stream, guys. Birthday stream, 1 year anniversary, 24-hour stream, and the Ram Trophy giveaway. All on July 10th, which I believe is a Thursday. Pretty sure it's a Thursday. Have you got to New York City? No, I've never left Canada. Never been to the States.
If a subplot doesn't affect the protagonist in any way, then you might have a thread that needs to be cut. Would the bakery have an impact on the protagonist's goal of regicide? Probably not. It's distracting from the main
I got
plot
to China. Well, you're from Hong Kong, so isn't China like 12 steps away? I mean, what?
Thinking, what was the point of that? One solution is to find a connection between the main plot and the subplot. In this scenario, maybe the two characters hatch a plan where the best friend poisons some cakes to deliver to the king for a feast.
That's a good idea.
Now the subplot is necessary. Not
Insane to have never gone to another country before. I mean, fair enough, Levi, but I've never had any reason to. It's not I didn't even leave my house if I stepped 12 times.
Main plot, as they
True.
can serve other purposes, such as world building and characterization. However, consider what this subplot is contributing to the book as a whole. What is it adding to the story that doesn't already exist in the main plot? As our friend and author Joe Butler recommended, subplots need to move the character, world, and plot forward, ideally at the same time. One powerful way of doing this, he suggests, is by having the subplot change a character's opinion or position on the big problem.
Exactly. And that's why we're continuously swapping sides because of shit. I've been through Hong Kong, but I never left the airport. That's what they recommend. If you're not actually touring there and you have to take a stop off, never leave the airport. You could disappear. Never be seen again.
Turn in the plot or character's
Not a smog is insane. Oh, I believe it. I believe it, Levi. The sky don't lie. That's what they say on the China show. It's like, you know, it's, and the thing is, like, when you look at the propaganda and you look at how bad the sky is, you have to imagine and think that was the best they could get, because they wouldn't film on a day that's bad. So to them, that's good. That's a good day. Is like completely overcast, where you think it's overcast, but it's actually just smog.
In the story.
5. The subplot creates uneven.
Subplot creates uneven pacing. Have you ever watched... Yes, I've watched The Karate Kid, but I haven't watched it, God, since I was like 8? So almost 26 years?
Even pacing. The side quest might interrupt a high...
Smokey! Gay! True, Smokey! I agree. Very true. Only seen the remake. Never seen the remake, just the original.
Plot. The character adopts a corgi right before gathering everyone in the room to solve the murder. This can drag out the pacing, especially if it doesn't add new tension or stakes. These digressions make readers impatient to return to the main story, and they feel bitter for every page they have to endure before they can get back to the good
True!
stuff. Of course, you never...
I learned this lesson the hard way in the Pillars of Creation. Never create a... And why do so many series have this one book that's like just a fucking lore drop?
Want any part of your...
Rake! Obviously, Zoink.
...book to feel purely like filler. This problem could be a question of placement. Maybe the subplot...
No matter how many times you ask, the answer isn't gonna change, bro.
Scenes need to occur at a slower point in the main storyline to match the level of urgency. This is especially true when you're trying to resolve a subplot near the story's climax, when the stakes are heating up. Now is not the time for corgis.
Okay. The weekend versus this weekend. Well, Poe today... Yeah, Smokey, we played some Poe yesterday, too. So we got it all set up and ready to go. We're playing a sorceress. We're like level 6. I'm gonna try and buy a weapon on, you know, on the marketplace, because I'm not solo self-found. Because we're just gonna speed fucking through it. Because I want to actually play a sorceress that's not. I might start again. Hell yeah, Smokey. Let's get her done. I'll play with you? Fuck yeah, dude. Just like the old days, right? I don't remember. But there were a couple of people that we played with back in the day. Like back in December and February. Path of Exile 2, Zoink. I've heard good things, Zoink. Never played it, though.
Maybe you could resolve the subplot earlier, or even during the resolution. You also want to be careful about spending too much time on a subplot without revisiting the main plot, since the amount of time you spend on a story thread signifies its level of importance to the reader. This is easy to fix by simply shortening those sections, or spreading them out across the book, so the main plot to subplot ratio is more balanced.
And finally, number 6, a subplot is abandoned.
Subplot is abandoned or left unresolved.
Or left unresolved. TV shows are notorious for dropping subplots that don't test well with
How was your day, Talk? My day was boring as balls, Smokey, but we're here now, and that's what matters. I guess actually it's today. Like, the good thing about starting the stream at 12:30 a.m. is it's a brand new day, guys. So my day is fucking amazing because I'm here, I'm streaming, you guys are here, we're having a good time. We've almost done the react, and we're not even an hour and a half into the thing. You know, we're fucking popping off, bro. We're gonna kick stories ass today with some shit ass. We're gonna type a fucking storm of fucking shitty dialogue. Nobody distracted you? No, Zoink's been distracting me the whole time.
Starting your day hanging out with these nerds.
I know, right? It's the best thing I could have ever asked for, Levi. Zoink got me to watch him stream Tokyo Ghoul gacha game that he hasn't spent any money in, and he was really bad at, and he could barely kill an enemy, and like he couldn't kill an enemy in one hit. It wasn't impressive at all. And then he gave up streaming after like 15 or 20 minutes. I told him to just keep streaming. He said he streamed before, but no one came in. I was like, how long do you stream for? He was like 30 minutes, and I was like, it took me like 7 months to get someone in here. But as soon as we started getting people in here, and now we have people in here.
With no intent.
It's all about catching that momentum.
For fiction writers, unresolved
I am the 110 player. True.
Plots can become more of a problem when plotting a series, as subplots
become harder in series. I'm 111. I am 55,440. You are all Yamchas. You're not even Krillins. You guys are Yamchas. Or sorry, Yajirobis. You guys are Yajirobis. I mean, Yamcha's pretty weak too, but we're talking Yajirobe level of weak. Sorry. Yajirobe level of motherfucking weak. Alright, I am ready, Smokey. Take me now. Ooh, that's gonna be painful. But you gotta stretch it. You gotta stretch it somehow.
Plots can easily be forgotten or become less relevant to the main plot over time.
That's tight.
You want to make sure that your subplot...
Oh, damn, bro. You are tight. You let nothing up there.
Plot follows a narrative arc. Subplots should have a...
Yajirobe used to be pretty broken in that recent Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Yeah, that's why I love it, because I love characters that are, like, super underpowered and, like, ridiculous, like playing Aurelie and beating Kid Buu. Can you tell me how to get reward? Hold on, I missed this. I mean add reward. How to add reward, and then I'll make it, and then I'll do it in real life. But I don't have a face cam, so I will do it. I don't understand. Saitama is my fave. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, fair, Smokey. He's a contender.
A beginning, middle, and end where something or someone changes. A great method for tracking subplots is to use a chart or Excel spreadsheet with each chapter on the left and all the plot threads, including subplots, as named columns on the top. You can write a short description of what happens related to each plot thread in the relevant chapters so that you fully map the path from beginning to end.
True.
Looking at each plot thread chapter by chapter ensures you're not cutting any short or forgetting to touch on one frequently enough. Feel free to download a subplot chart template for this in the video description. Problems can arise whether you're plotting or pantsing, and it's perfectly normal to have short string or yarn ball subplots in your first draft. In either case, go back through your manuscript and focus on improving just the subplots to make sure everything ties together.
Subplots can help you craft a well-rounded story, but need
Sorry, I'm
care
a
and
student.
attention
What's his
to
name?
become a
Genos?
beautifully
Fucking
woven
badass
piece that
motherfucker.
feels coherent.
Yeah, he makes
Be
fucking
sure to check out
like
Leslie's channel,
Saitama
XP
makes
Love
Genos
Fiction,
look
for more
so
writing tips,
weak, but he's
especially
so
for fantasy,
fucking
sci-fi,
OP and
horror
epic.
authors.
I love
and
it.
over on Leslie's channel, you can watch us tier rank bad writing advice.